Getting hurt on set is never planned, but sometimes real injuries make it into the final cut. Ever watched a scene and thought, that pain looks too real? Well, sometimes it is. From Jackie Chan burning his hands to Leonardo DiCaprio slicing his hand open, these actors endured serious pain. Here are top 20 actor injuries you actually see in the movie. Method acting is all fun and games until you actually need stitches. Jake Gyllenhaal went all in for his role in Nightcrawler, playing Lou Bloom, a guy whose moral compass is so broken it might as well be a prop in a crime scene. In one particularly intense moment, Lou loses it, starts screaming at himself in the mirror, and then, because why not, smashes it. The problem? That wasn't in the script. Gyllenhaal got way too into character, shattered the mirror, and ended up with a hand so cut up it needed 40 stitches. And Hollywood, being Hollywood, decided to keep that take in the final cut. In the film, Inglourious Basterds, Kruger's character is strangled to death, and Tarantino decided no stunt would look real enough, so he did it himself. He asked for her permission, and she agreed, likely assuming it would be controlled. Spoiler, it wasn't. The scene turned out terrifyingly real because she was actually struggling for air. Nothing like a director fully committing to his vision. Burstyn warned the director that the stunt was too rough. He ignored her. The result? She got yanked so hard by a wire that she actually injured her back for life. That painful scream in the movie? 100% real. But hey, at least the scene looked great. Fox wanted his hanging scene to look real. Mission accomplished, because he actually started choking. The crew thought he was just acting until he passed out. Luckily, they got him down in time. Safe to say, he never tried that again. Harrison Ford isn't just a legendary action star, he's also apparently allergic to medical treatment. While filming The Fugitive, he tore some ligaments in his leg during a scene in the movie. Most people would take that as a sign to rest, maybe see a doctor. But Ford? Nah, he just limped his way through the rest of the shoot like it was no big deal. Because of this, his character, Dr. Richard Kimball, spends a good chunk of the movie limping. A happy accident for realism, or just Ford refusing to admit he's human? You decide. At this point, Tom Cruise has stopped being a person and fully evolved into an indestructible stunt machine. In Mission Impossible Fallout, there's a scene where Ethan Hunt jumps between two buildings. Simple enough, except when Cruise made the jump, he smashed into the second building and broke his ankle. A normal actor would have screamed, stopped, and called for medical help. Wangrasal, he pulled himself up, limped away, and finished the scene. The production shut down for 7 weeks, cost an extra $80 million, and Cruise came back like nothing happened. Playing Jesus in The Passion of the Christ turned into an extreme sport for Jim Caviezel. His suffering included migraines from eye makeup, a lung infection, pneumonia, a dislocated shoulder from hauling a real 150-pound cross, and, oh yeah, he got struck by lightning. But wait, there's more. During the infamous whipping scene, he was actually whipped twice. His words? The pain was so horrific that I couldn't breathe. The upside? He didn't have to fake the agony. It was all very, very real. Method acting at its most brutal. Dancing may look elegant, but Astaire found out it can be painful too. While filming with Ginger Rogers, one of her beaded sleeves smacked him right in the face, hard enough to leave a bruise. Instead of stopping, he finished the routine and even asked for a redo. The take where he got hit was the one they kept. Nothing like suffering for your art. In Blade Runner, Hannah's android character crashes into a car while escaping, but the real action was behind the scenes. She slipped on wet pavement, smashed through the window, and, because Hollywood loves a good injury, so they kept going. Only later did she find out she'd chipped her elbow in 8 places. And yes, that take made the final cut. Franco's escape scene in Pineapple Express involved running into a tree, which sounds funny, until he actually got hurt. The tree had a safety pad, but someone forgot to mention the exposed screw sticking out. He ran straight into it, earning himself stitches. Ever wonder about the random headband he wears in the movie? Now you know. Sean Bean has a reputation for dying in almost every movie, and Patriot Games nearly made that a reality. In the climactic fight scene, Harrison Ford was supposed to fake a hit with a boat hook, but instead, he went full force and actually smashed Bean in the face. The result? A nasty cut and stitches above his eye. Bean now has a permanent scar as a souvenir from his brush with Ford's inner action hero. At least he survived this one, which is more than we can say for most of his characters. Playing an Olympic wrestler in Foxcatcher meant Channing Tatum had to push himself physically, but nobody expected him to go this far. In one particularly emotional scene, his character, Mark Schultz, is having a meltdown after a big loss. Tatum, fully committed to the role, started hitting himself and then slammed his head into a mirror. Not once, but 3 times. The mirror shattered, his forehead split open, and he kept going like it was just another day at work. Later, he admitted he didn't even remember doing it. Maybe because he literally gave himself a concussion? Martin Sheen took method acting to a whole new level in Apocalypse Now. In the opening scene, his character, Captain Willard, is having a drunken breakdown in a hotel room. To make it as authentic as possible, Sheen got actually drunk before filming. Bold move. Even bolder? He punched a mirror so hard that he sliced open his hand. But did he stop? Nope. He smeared his own blood all over the bed and his face while continuing to act. The result? A raw, unforgettable performance and a trip to the hospital. Cheers to dedication, right? Steve Carell is a funny guy, but he probably wasn't laughing when he got his chest waxed for real in The 40-Year-Old Virgin. Yep, that infamous waxing scene wasn't faked. Carell thought it would look more authentic if he went through with an actual waxing session. What he didn't realize? It would really, really hurt. The screams, the tears, the blood spots, all of it is 100% genuine. His co-stars' reactions? Also real. They were supposed to act, but they were too busy dying of laughter watching Carell get tortured. Ah, The Princess Bride, a fairy tale movie where everything is magical. Except for Cary Elwes, who got literally knocked unconscious on set. In one scene, Christophe Priest's character, Count Rugen, is supposed to knock out Wesley with the butt of his sword. But since they didn't have a fake sword available that day, the director suggested just lightly hit him. Guest took that a little too seriously and actually knocked Elwes out cold. The next thing Elwes knew, he was waking up in the hospital. That take? Yep, it's in the movie. Elwes got knocked out for our entertainment, and honestly, we appreciate it. Stallone wanted Rocky IV to look extra real, so he had a genius idea. Ask Dolph Lundgren to punch him for real. Great plan, right? Lundgren did exactly that, delivering a few rib-crushing shots to Stallone's chest. At first, Stallone shrugged it off like a champ. A few hours later, not so much. His blood pressure hit 260, and suddenly, breathing became a luxury. Doctors told him his heart had smashed into his breastbone and started swelling. The man literally punched himself into the ICU. Yeah, maybe that wasn't my brightest idea, Stallone later admitted. When you're playing an unhinged villain in a Tarantino movie, going all in is kind of a requirement. So, during a dinner scene in Django Unchained, DiCaprio slammed his hand down for dramatic effect. Except he also smashed a glass and sliced his hand open. Did he stop? Nope. Instead, he kept acting, blood dripping everywhere, making the whole scene way creepier than planned. Tarantino, of course, loved it. "That was amazing," he probably said, while forgetting to call for a medic. DiCaprio just rolled with it. "It worked for the scene," he later said. "Sure, Leo. That's totally why you didn't stop." Turns out, Stallone has a thing for self-inflicted pain. In First Blood, Rambo jumps off a cliff, crashes through trees, and miraculously survives. Since CGI wasn't an option, Stallone did the stunt himself. The landing? Brutal. The scream? Completely real. The result? A cracked rib. And what did Stallone do? Kept filming like nothing happened. Because apparently, stopping when you break a bone isn't something action heroes do. "Yeah, I felt it," he later said. Aragorn, warrior king and all-around badass, kicks a helmet in frustration. Simple, right? Well, not for Viggo Mortensen. After 4 takes, he kicked a little too hard and shattered 2 toes. The blood-curdling scream? That's not acting, folks. That's real pain. Director Peter Jackson, being the encouraging boss he is, just thought Mortensen was really into it and had him do more takes. "I only realized later he was actually hurt," Jackson admitted. Jackie Chan doesn't do stunts. He does near-death experiences on camera, just like his scene in Police Story. In one scene, he had to slide down a pole covered in electric lights, crash through a glass ceiling, and land on a display. Safe? Absolutely not. He hesitated at first, but then went for it. The lights exploded. The pole turned into a frying pan, and by the time he landed, his hands were literally burning. Turns out, the lights had heated the metal so much that his palms were peeled, raw. But did Jackie take a break? Nope. He just walked it off like it was a minor inconvenience. "It was fine," he later said. Who is your favorite actor? Do let us know in the comment section below, and for more such amazing videos, do subscribe to our channel.